Katie Mulcahy. I am the UK Colour Ambassador for RUSK. This is my model Amber, and what we're going to be creating today is a really on-trend colour that's going to be massive this year, which is a silvery grey tone. Amber's got the perfect base colour for this, as it's a pre-lightened blonde, so the cleaner the blonde, the better the result's going to be. So you're really hoping to achieve this look on your ultimate light blondes. So I've pre-washed Amber's hair with Hydrate shampoo, which is great for porous, over-processed and slightly dry hair. The reason I work on damp hair is because I feel that the product just applies better. So the great thing with Direct is that there's no mixing involved. It's literally straight from the tube. You can pastelise the Direct colours down by adding conditioner, but I do want this to be as intense as possible and as ash as possible. I'm going to be using Icy White from the RUSK Direct range. So literally no mixing required, just mixing it straight from the tube. Obviously the amount that you will need will depend on the amount of the length of hair, but you can always go back to add more. But for this short sort of hairstyle, I'm just using just over a quarter of a tube. So this is Icy White, but it does actually come out quite a vivid blue colour. Obviously the reason behind that is it's anti-yellow, so obviously ash-based colours are very blue-based, but please reassure your client that your hair's not going to come out blue. It is Icy White. So whenever using anything from the Direct range, always make sure that you're wearing gloves. The tones are quite vivid in the range, so you don't want stained hands when you're working in the salon. So I'm going to start applying the colour just as I would a root tint. So I'm going to start working around the hairline, but when I'm applying it, I'm literally going to almost use like brush strokes as I'm applying it so that the colour really bleeds through to the hair. So as you're applying it, make sure there's plenty on your brush and you're really sort of pushing that colour through. So I'm going to continue to do that all around the hairline. I'm just using exactly the same method around the back of the head and into the hairline, making sure that I'm still using that brush and stroke technique. And then once all around the hairline's completed, I'm then going to just work a centre parting and divide the hair into two, continuing that all the way through to the back. So again, really pushing that colour through from the root, pushing it into the midpoints of the lengths. So now I'm just dividing into 4 quarters. So again, just dividing the front section from the back and applying exactly in the same way, right in at the root and pushing into the ends. So now I'm working into my 4 quarters, again just dividing about an inch section at a time. I'm just going to repeat that process in every quarter so you can see the amount of blonde that I've left out. It's always a good idea just to kind of rake through with your wide tooth comb, just so you're making sure that you've got an even amount of blend. And then we'll let that sit on the hair for about 20 minutes, and then we're going to apply the rest of the colour through the ends. And what that will give you is a slightly more muted version of the tone on the lighter points at the end. I'm just going to literally use my hands to pull all the remainder of that colour through to the mid-lengths and ends. So what that's allowing me to do is have less processing time on the ends, allowing the colour to be slightly deeper and more intense at the root and more muted through the mid-lengths and ends. So once that's pulled all the way through, that'll be left on for a further 5 minutes. So we've now rinsed Amber's colour. I've used the hydrating shampoo and conditioner, which is for slightly dry and damaged hair that's been treated with a chemical process. So it helps to replenish all the moisture that was lost in the hair. And yep, we're just going to start drying and styling it up. So this is our finished result on Amber using Icy White. We really let it sit on the hair to give it maximum intensity, and I hope you like it.